She opened my door without warning, slipped off her dress, and said, "Move over, Part 2, HFY Reddit." Rin sat quietly in his small room on the edge of the trading outpost, staring at the flickering lights outside the window. The vastness of space was calm tonight, but the stillness made him feel uneasy. He had always thought humans were simple and weak compared to the other species that crowded the station. Most of the aliens moved with grace and confidence, while humans were barely noticed. He wished he could disappear sometimes, just fade into the shadows and not be seen. The door to his room had been locked since he arrived, a small precaution that made him feel safe. He had his tools and devices scattered around, working on small engineering projects to pass the long cycles. The station hummed quietly, a constant reminder that life carried on even in the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Tonight, however, there was a different feeling in the air, something heavy and silent. He could not explain it, but it made the hairs on his arms stand up. Suddenly, the door slid open without a sound. Rin's heart jumped. He had double-checked the locks earlier and nothing should have been able to open it. He froze, unsure if he should move or stay where he was. In the doorway stood a woman, calm and confident, her eyes scanning the room as if she had been there many times before. She did not speak at first. Her presence alone made him feel small and uncertain. There was something about her, something powerful that made the room itself seem different. Rin swallowed hard and tried to speak, but his voice caught in his throat. She took a step inside and closed the door softly behind her. She looked around the room, her gaze landing on the small devices he had been working on. She moved slowly, her movements deliberate and measured, like she knew every inch of the room. Rin noticed the subtle way the lights seemed to dim slightly as she passed, as if the room itself recognized her presence. "You shouldn't be afraid," she said quietly, her voice steady and calm. "But you need to understand something. This room is not just a room and you are not just a human." Rin shook his head. "I don't understand. I am just an engineer. I fix things. I am nobody important," she smiled faintly. "That is what they all say at first, but the station chose you. It has been waiting for someone like you for a long time." Rin took a cautious step back. "Waiting for me? Why, I am not special." "You are special in ways you do not yet see," she replied. "There are systems here that only a human hand can activate. Systems that have been silent for centuries. This room is built above one of them." Rin's mind raced. He had spent years on the station, repairing panels, adjusting engines, fixing communications. He had never seen anything unusual, never noticed hidden compartments or secret controls. Yet she spoke as if she had known all along. His pulse quickened. The woman moved to a corner of the room and tapped a sequence on a small panel that he had never noticed. A faint hum filled the air, and then the lights in the room shifted in color, casting strange shadows on the walls. Rin felt a vibration under his feet, soft at first, then stronger. He realized the floor was moving slightly, almost imperceptibly, like the room itself was alive. "What is happening?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "You have activated the first step," she said. "The station is waking. It has sensed your presence. Everything hidden beneath you is beginning to respond. You were never meant to be small or unnoticed. Humanity was placed here for a reason." Rin shook his head, trying to make sense of her words. "I don't understand. Humanity, placed here. I don't know what you mean." She stepped closer, her eyes locking onto his. "Long ago, humans seeded systems like this one. You think your species has always been weak and ordinary, but there were humans before humans, planning and preparing for moments like this. Most species forgot. Humans forgot, but you have been chosen to remember." Rin felt a cold shiver run down his spine. The room hummed louder, the walls vibrating softly under his hands. He realized that something beneath the station had started moving. Systems long dormant were awakening because of him. He had always been careful, cautious, unnoticed, and yet here he was at the center of something far greater than he could imagine. Before he could respond, the station's AI voice echoed softly in the room, a calm yet urgent tone. Unauthorized presence detected. Security protocols engaged. The woman raised a hand. Do not worry, the AI recognizes us. It is aware that you are meant to be here, but it will alert others if we are not careful. They are already searching. Rin's eyes widened. Searching who? Those who fear humans waking. Those who would stop us before the right moment arrives. You are at the heart of something they have tried to control for centuries. You are safe for now, but not for long. He took a step back, unsure if he should stay or flee. His instincts screamed to hide, but curiosity held him in place. He had always believed humans were ordinary, powerless. Now he felt the weight of something older, something alive in the station that was waiting for him. "What do I do?" he asked. "I don't know how to handle this." "I am not ready." The woman tilted her head, observing him closely. "You are ready whether you know it or not. The station knows. Humanity has always known how to act when the moment comes. You cannot hide any longer. You are part of something larger than yourself." "Do you accept it?" Rin hesitated. He had always wanted safety, simplicity, and to go unnoticed. Yet the idea of being part of something larger, something that mattered beyond himself, filled him with a strange hope. He nodded slowly. "I accept it. I want to understand." She smiled, a mixture of pride and relief. "Good. Then listen carefully. The room will guide you. You must trust what you cannot yet see. The hidden systems will respond only to your hands and your mind. We do not have time for doubt." The floor beneath them began to shift more noticeably, a section sliding aside to reveal a glowing panel covered in symbols that Rin did not recognize. He stepped closer, mesmerized. The symbols pulsed in time with his heartbeat, as if the room could sense his awareness. The woman motioned for him to touch the panel. Hesitantly, he did, and the symbols responded, illuminating the room with a soft blue light. "What is happening?" he asked, awe creeping into his voice. "You are awakening the station's memory," she said. "It remembers what humans once built, what humans once protected. You are part of a chain that stretches across centuries. You are not just an engineer, you are a key." The hum in the room intensified. Small sections of the walls and floor opened, revealing hidden compartments filled with strange devices, some mechanical, some clearly energy-based. Rin's hands shook as he realized that the station itself was a repository of human knowledge and technology, far beyond anything he had imagined. Footsteps echoed faintly outside the door. The woman's eyes sharpened. "They are close. You must decide quickly. Will you run and hide, or will you step forward and claim what is meant for you?" Rin swallowed hard. Fear and excitement warred within him. His life had always been ordinary, unnoticed, and safe. Yet the chance to be part of something greater, to awaken something that could change the galaxy, filled him with courage he did not know he possessed. He nodded firmly. "I will step forward." The woman's smile widened. "Good, then follow me. We do not have much time." As they moved toward the inner chamber, the station seemed to shift around them, corridors rearranging themselves as if guiding them. The walls pulsed softly with light, and energy flowed beneath the floors. Rin realized that the station was alive in a sense, a vast intelligence waiting for the right human to awaken it. Outside, distant alarms sounded. Alien security forces were searching for intruders, but the room's door remained solid. The station's AI did not resist them but allowed the intruders to feel close, building tension, drawing them into false paths. Rin understood that the station's intelligence was subtle, protective, and precise. It would allow no harm to the one it had chosen. The woman led him to a console that glowed with soft blue and green lights. "Place your hands here," she instructed. Hesitant but trusting, Rin did as she said. The lights flowed across his palms, traveling up his arms, and he felt a strange warmth, like a connection forming between him and the station itself. Symbols danced before his eyes, data streaming into his mind in a flood of comprehension that he had never experienced. He gasped, struggling to keep up, but the woman's presence remained steady, guiding him. Do not resist it. Let it flow. You are part of this just as it has always been part of you. Minutes felt like hours as he absorbed knowledge of systems, star maps, designs, and histories. The secrets of human ingenuity, lost and hidden, flowed into him. He realized that humans had once shaped the galaxy quietly, leaving safeguards for times when they were needed. Now he understood that he was the one meant to awaken this station, to remember what others had forgotten. The door behind them shook violently, as though someone were trying to force entry. The woman glanced back. "They are close, but do not fear. The station will protect us. Stay focused." Rin nodded, determination firming within him. He had stepped into a role far greater than he had ever imagined. The fear remained, but it was tempered by purpose. The station thrummed beneath him, alive and aware, responding to his presence. Time seemed suspended. The room itself became a conduit, a bridge between the forgotten human past and a future that only he could shape. Outside, the footsteps drew nearer, voices raised in alarm, yet inside the chamber, a different power was waking. One that demanded patience, wisdom, and the courage to claim it. Rin knew he could not go back to being invisible, to being small and ordinary. Something within him had shifted. He was no longer just an engineer. He was part of a living history, part of a human legacy that had waited centuries for someone like him to awaken it. The woman watched him closely, pride and relief clear in her eyes. "You are ready. The station knows it, and so do I. Whatever comes next, you will not face it alone. You are no longer just human. You are a force to be reckoned with." As the alarm outside grew louder, the station seemed to respond, lights flashing and corridors rearranging to shield them. Rin felt a surge of energy, a connection that made him understand the full weight of his role. Humanity had been underestimated, dismissed, and feared, but that was about to change. The moment had arrived, and he had accepted it. For the first time in his life, Rin felt truly alive. The galaxy had always been vast, unknowable, and silent, but now it seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the human who had stepped forward, the human who had been chosen, and the station that had waited patiently for centuries to be awakened. Rin's mind was still spinning from what had happened in his room. The station seemed alive now, responding to him in ways he could not fully understand. Myra, the woman who had appeared without warning, guided him through twisting corridors that rearranged themselves as if they were conscious. Every step felt deliberate, and Rin could feel the hum of energy beneath the floors vibrating in tune with his heartbeat. They entered a chamber unlike anything Rin had seen before. The walls glowed with faint, flowing patterns, and consoles floated in the air without visible support. Strange devices moved silently, responding to their presence. Myra stopped and turned to him. "This is where humans once left their mark. Here you will learn who you really are and what you are meant to do." Rin swallowed. "I don't know if I am ready. I don't even understand all of this. I've just been fixing engines and panels. How can I be anything more?" She shook her head gently. "That is what they all think at first, but humans have always hidden their power behind simplicity. What you see as ordinary is actually the key to extraordinary things. The station is waking because of you." It recognized the human within, even when others could not. He hesitated, then approached one of the floating consoles. It responded instantly, glowing brighter as if acknowledging him. Symbols and numbers scrolled across the surface, and Rin felt a strange understanding beginning to form in his mind. It was like the knowledge was slipping into him, filling gaps he didn't know existed. Myra watched closely. "Do you see it? These systems were built to protect, to guide, and to awaken humans who could think beyond what is seen. You are part of a legacy, Rin. Long before your species was considered weak, humans built safeguards across the galaxy. Most forgot, but you are remembering." He looked at her wide-eyed. "I don't even know what I am supposed to do. I can't even imagine it." "That is why you must focus," Myra said. "The station will guide you. Your hands, your mind, your decisions, they are the keys, and others are already aware of what is happening. They will come to stop us if they can." Rin's pulse quickened. Who are they? Why would they care about humans? Because humans were underestimated, because humans can reclaim power that others fear. You are not alone, but time is short. Every second counts. The moment to act is now. A faint vibration passed through the chamber. The walls shimmered, revealing hidden compartments filled with energy cores, devices, and unknown tools. Myra moved to one of the compartments and activated a small hologram. Images of ships, star maps, and diagrams filled the air. These are the records humans left behind. They show the paths humans once prepared for, the systems humans once protected. They also reveal the dangers others want to keep hidden. Rin stared at the floating images, trying to absorb the sheer magnitude of it. His heart pounded as he realized the weight of what he had been chosen for. Humans were not weak. Humans had always been planning, preparing, and acting quietly. He had never seen this before, but now he was at the center of it. Footsteps echoed from outside the chamber. Myra's eyes sharpened. They are close. Security forces, curiosity-driven explorers, and those who fear the awakening, they are converging. But do not worry. The station will protect you as long as you follow its guidance. Rin felt a mix of fear and determination. His life had been ordinary, safe, and small. Now it was anything but that. "What do we do now?" he asked. "We activate the second sequence," Myra said. "It is a choice, and it must be made carefully. It will awaken more of the station's hidden systems. You must decide whether to take this step." He hesitated, then nodded. "I am ready. I want to understand everything. I want to do what is needed." Myra smiled, her confidence steadying him. "Then place your hands on the console. Let the station guide you." Rin did as she instructed. The moment his palms touched the surface, a wave of light and energy flowed through him. Symbols moved faster. Streams of information entered his mind, and he felt the station responding to his thoughts. He could feel the hidden networks waking, systems that had been dormant for centuries beginning to hum with power. Images of distant star systems, hidden stations, and lost human colonies filled his vision. He realized that humans had left protective marks across the galaxy, anticipating moments when they would be needed. The knowledge was overwhelming, but Myra's presence kept him grounded. "Focus on the connections," she instructed. "Do not get lost in the details. Feel the pattern, understand the purpose. You are the bridge between what humans once were and what they are meant to become." Rin concentrated, allowing the flow of knowledge to settle in his mind. The room responded, pulsing with light and energy. He could sense the station's awareness of him, its recognition that he was meant to guide its systems. Suddenly, an alarm sounded faintly in the distance. Myra's eyes narrowed. "They are moving faster than I expected." "You must complete the activation sequence now. There is no time to delay." He felt a surge of urgency. His hands moved instinctively over the floating console, matching the station's rhythm. Symbols aligned, energy flowed, and a soft hum of power filled the chamber. Rin realized that he was no longer just a human engineer. He was a key, a catalyst, and a guardian of knowledge that had been hidden for generations. The station shifted around them, corridors reconfiguring to create protective paths and to hide their location from the approaching forces. Rin felt a strange exhilaration, a mix of fear and pride. He had always been invisible, unnoticed, and small. Now he was the center of attention in a way that mattered. Myra placed a hand on his shoulder. "You are doing well. The station is responding to you. You are waking it, and in doing so, you are awakening your true potential. Remember, humans were never meant to be ordinary." "You are proof of that." Rin nodded, determination settling over him. The hum of the station grew louder, more insistent. The energy flowed in patterns he could barely comprehend, yet somehow his mind was aligning with it. He realized that this was more than just knowledge. It was understanding, insight, and purpose. Outside, shadows moved as the security forces approached. The station's AI had not blocked them but redirected them subtly, leading them away from the chamber. Rin understood that the station was using strategy, a calculated protection that required his cooperation and awareness. He felt a connection not just to the station, but to all humans who had ever worked to safeguard the galaxy. "Do you see it now?" Myra asked softly. "This is what humans are capable of when they remember. The galaxy has underestimated you for too long, but that is about to change." Rin felt a rush of confidence. He had always doubted his species, but now he understood the truth. Humans were planners, protectors, and thinkers. Their greatest strength lay not in brute force, but in foresight and patience. He felt proud, empowered, and ready to take on the responsibility that had been entrusted to him. The energy in the chamber reached a peak. Lights flashed, devices hummed, and hidden compartments revealed more ancient tools and artifacts. Rin moved among them, absorbing the station's knowledge and connecting with its systems. He felt alive in a way he had never experienced. Myra watched silently, allowing him to explore, guide, and awaken the station. She had been tasked with finding the human who could step forward, and she knew her mission was nearing completion. Rin was responding as expected, moving with precision and insight that was uniquely human. Suddenly, the chamber shivered with a wave of energy. The outer doors shook, but inside the environment remained stable. Rin understood that the station was testing the activation, preparing for any external threats. The hidden systems responded automatically, protecting the core of the station while allowing him to complete the sequence. He focused, concentrating on the patterns, the flow of energy, and the synchronization of the station with his mind. Each movement, each adjustment, brought more knowledge into his understanding. He realized that this was only the beginning. Humans had been preparing for moments like this across the galaxy, and he was now a part of that legacy. "The sequence is almost complete," Myra said. "One more step, and the station will fully recognize you. Then we will have a chance to see what humans can truly do." Rin nodded. Fear had not disappeared, but it was tempered by purpose and determination. He placed his hands once more on the console, feeling the energy surge through him, connecting him to the station in a way that went beyond technology. It was almost spiritual, a merging of knowledge, awareness, and human potential. As the final step completed, the chamber pulsed with light and sound, signaling the full awakening of the station. Rin felt a deep satisfaction and a sense of responsibility. He was no longer an ordinary human. He was a guardian, a leader, and a bridge to the past and future of his species. Myra stepped back, watching him with approval. "You have done well. The station recognizes you, and so do I. You are ready for what comes next. The galaxy will soon understand that humans are not weak, and your role is just beginning." Rin exhaled, letting the realization sink in. He had stepped forward when it mattered, accepted the truth, and awakened something far greater than himself. The room was quiet now, but the energy of the station remained alive, humming in harmony with him. Outside, distant alarms continued, but Rin no longer felt fear. He had found his place, his purpose, and the confidence to face whatever was coming. The galaxy had underestimated humans for too long, but that was about to change. And Rin was at the center of it all, ready to lead the awakening. Rin stood in the center of the awakened chamber, feeling the pulse of the station beneath his feet. Every device, every panel, and every floating console seemed to hum in recognition of him. Myra watched him closely, allowing him to explore the systems that humans had left behind centuries ago. He had felt fear, awe, and wonder, but now a new feeling was rising: determination. This was no longer about survival. It was about proving the true potential of his species. The station had revealed hidden pathways, showing him corridors and rooms he had never known existed. Energy conduits glowed along the walls, pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. He realized that humans had once built not just technology, but a living system capable of anticipating events, protecting its key, and responding intelligently to threats. Rin felt a deep connection forming, almost as if the station could sense his thoughts and intentions. "You are ready for the next step," Myra said, her voice calm but firm. "We must show what humans are capable of. The station will allow others to see, and they will respond accordingly." Rin looked at her uncertainly. "Others? Who? Are they coming here? Will they attack?" She nodded. "They will arrive. Some will fear humans, some will try to take control, and some may wish to study us. It is inevitable, but the station will protect us, and it will respond in ways they cannot predict. You must act wisely, not out of fear, but with purpose." Rin nodded, feeling a mix of anxiety and resolve. He had spent most of his life unnoticed, fixing panels and engines, thinking humans were ordinary and powerless. Now he understood that he was a part of something larger, something far greater than himself. Humans had once been planners, builders, and protectors, and he was reclaiming that legacy. The first signs of the approaching fleets appeared on the station's monitoring system. Small ships, sleek and angular, moved through the nearby sectors, scanning for any signs of unusual activity. Their captains likely expected a quiet, unprepared human outpost, but they would soon discover that this station was no ordinary human settlement. Rin took a deep breath and placed his hands on a console. Light and energy flowed through him, connecting him directly to the station's core. He could sense the paths of the approaching ships, the potential threats they posed, and the best way to handle them without violence. The station's systems were defensive, precise, and strategic. They would neutralize the fleets without causing unnecessary harm as long as Rin guided them. Myra stood beside him. "Focus on what is human, not what is alien. Your strength lies in insight, planning, and restraint." The station amplifies that. It is not a weapon, but a guardian. Remember, humans have always acted when the moment truly mattered. Rin concentrated, letting the station respond to his commands. Energy barriers rose around the approach paths of the alien ships, redirecting their courses and forcing them into patterns that made them harmless. Drones emerged silently, scanning and gathering data, showing the ships that they were being observed and evaluated. He realized the station was communicating with the outsiders, demonstrating power without destruction. It was a calculated approach, showing strength while avoiding conflict. Humans had always used intelligence, foresight, and strategy to protect what mattered. Rin understood now why his ancestors had chosen this path. One of the ships tried to breach the outer perimeter. The station responded instantly, using its energy systems to block the intrusion. The force was precise, disabling the ship's systems without harming the crew. Rin watched, amazed at the elegance and control. "This is what humans can do," Myra said softly. "We do not rely on brute force. We rely on strategy, wisdom, and precision. You are proving that humans are not weak." Rin felt a sense of pride swelling within him. The fear of being ordinary was gone. He was at the center of a living system that recognized his worth, amplified his abilities, and protected him. He could feel the station responding to every thought, every decision, as if it trusted him completely. Another wave of ships appeared on the horizon, faster and more aggressive than the first. Rin's hands moved over the console instinctively. The station calculated trajectories, activated shields, and deployed protective drones. The ships attempted to intimidate, but the station's responses were calm, measured, and entirely controlled. Myra watched the activity silently, her eyes reflecting approval. "You are doing exactly what is needed. The station has awakened fully under your guidance." Humans have always been underestimated, but that is changing now. Rin realized the gravity of what he was doing. He was not fighting with weapons, but with strategy, intelligence, and presence. The alien fleets were learning that humans were not ordinary. They were facing a species that had been quietly preparing for centuries, waiting for the right moment to reclaim their place in the galaxy. He explored the floating consoles further, discovering pathways and tools he could use to expand the station's protective influence. Maps of distant sectors, coordinates of hidden systems, and energy nodes appeared before him. He understood that this was only the beginning. Humans had always left pieces of themselves across the galaxy, anticipating moments like this. Now he was connecting them, awakening the potential that had been dormant. The station began to shift, revealing a command hub that mirrored his movements. Rin realized he could control the environment more fully, guiding the systems to respond to external threats while maintaining the integrity of the station. The alien fleets moved closer, unaware that their approaches were being anticipated, analyzed, and redirected. Myra spoke quietly, her voice steady. "They are here to test you to see if humans will react with fear, aggression, or submission. You have chosen wisely. You are demonstrating control, wisdom, and the true nature of humanity." Rin nodded, his confidence growing. He could feel the station responding to his determination, amplifying his decisions, and creating a pattern that neutralized threats without causing harm. Humans had always acted as guardians, planners, and protectors, and he was embodying that legacy. The fleets began to adjust their strategies, attempting to probe and test the station's defenses. Rin anticipated each move, guiding the energy flows, barriers, and drones to counter their efforts. Each action was deliberate, precise, and non-lethal. He understood that humans were not meant to dominate through force, but to demonstrate intelligence, foresight, and responsibility. Time seemed to stretch as Rin continued to guide the station. The alien ships began to retreat, realizing that they were facing an unexpected strength. The human in the station was not ordinary. He was a leader, a guardian, and a bridge between past and future. The station had been waiting for this moment, and now it was fulfilled. Myra smiled, her pride evident. "You have proven what humans are capable of. They will remember this moment. Fear has no place when wisdom guides action. You have awakened not only the station but the perception of your species." Rin exhaled, feeling the weight of the responsibility and the exhilaration of success. The station pulsed around him, alive, aware, and responsive. He understood that this was only the beginning, that humans had many hidden strengths, and that his role was far from over. He moved through the chamber, observing the tools, maps, and devices left by humans centuries ago. Each one was a reminder of the foresight, planning, and care that had been invested. He realized that humans had always acted for the greater good, choosing the right moment to reveal themselves and their capabilities. Outside, the alien fleets had begun to disperse, their fear replaced by cautious respect. They had witnessed human strategy, intelligence, and control without the need for violence. Rin understood that this would change the perception of humanity across the galaxy. The station's energy hummed in harmony with him, a living network recognizing its key human. Rin felt a deep connection, almost like a conversation without words, an understanding that humans had always been capable of greatness if they remembered their potential. Myra stood beside him, watching the activity calm. "The test is complete, but there is more to do. The awakening has begun, but the galaxy is vast. There are other systems, other humans who must be guided. You are the start of something far greater than this station alone." Rin nodded, determination and purpose filling him. He was no longer ordinary. He had stepped forward when it mattered, accepted the responsibility, and awakened something far beyond himself. Humans were not weak, and the galaxy would see that now. The station pulsed one final time, a signal of completion and readiness. Rin understood that the fleets would carry the lesson of human strategy and strength back to their leaders. Fear, respect, and curiosity would follow, and the perception of humans would begin to shift. He took a deep breath, feeling the hum of energy beneath him and the flow of knowledge within him. The station had recognized him, humans had reclaimed their legacy, and the galaxy had witnessed the start of a new understanding. Myra placed a hand on his shoulder. "You have done more than survive. You have awakened the station and reminded the galaxy what humans are truly capable of. This is only the beginning. Your journey is just starting." Rin smiled, feeling the truth of her words. The fear that had once held him back was gone. He had found his purpose, his power, and the confidence to face whatever lay ahead. The galaxy would no longer underestimate humans, and he was ready to lead that awakening. Rin moved through the chamber, feeling the station respond to his presence with a quiet, steady hum. Every console, device, and energy conduit pulsed in rhythm with his heartbeat, and he could sense the systems coordinating with precision. Myra followed silently, her eyes calm but watchful. The human awakening had begun, but there was more to do. The galaxy was vast, and the moment demanded action, not hesitation. Outside, distant ships adjusted their courses, testing the station's capabilities. Some tried to intimidate, others attempted to probe defenses. Rin's hands moved over the floating consoles instinctively, guiding the station's energy flows, activating protective barriers, and monitoring each approaching vessel. The station responded with precise, non-lethal countermeasures, redirecting energy fields and neutralizing threats without causing destruction. Myra spoke quietly. "They have come to test humanity to see how we will react: fear, aggression, or surrender. You have chosen wisely, using intelligence and strategy instead of force. That is why humans are capable of more than others believe." Rin nodded. His confidence had grown steadily since the awakening began. He had realized that humans were not weak, not ordinary, and not powerless. They had always been planners, protectors, and thinkers. Now he was proving that potential to the galaxy, step by step. The station began to shift subtly, revealing hidden chambers filled with tools, artifacts, and energy cores. Rin understood that humans had left these behind intentionally, safeguards to be used when the right moment came. He felt the weight of responsibility settle on him, knowing that he was the one meant to guide these systems and awaken humanity's dormant legacy. A fleet of ships approached with greater speed and confidence, clearly trying to challenge the station. Rin placed his hands on a central console. Energy flowed through him, a bridge between human ingenuity and the living station. He could see the ship's paths, anticipate their maneuvers, and respond with precision. The station's systems moved as extensions of his will, activating shields, redirecting energy, and deploying observation drones. Myra observed silently, her expression one of calm approval. "You are doing exactly what is needed. The station has awakened fully, and humans are showing their true potential. Others will learn that humans are not to be underestimated." Rin's confidence solidified. He could feel the station responding to his thoughts, amplifying his decisions, and neutralizing the threats without violence. The alien fleets attempted to test their strength, but each move was met with calculated, non-lethal resistance. He realized that humans' greatest strength had always been intelligence, patience, and strategic action. The station began to illuminate corridors that had remained hidden for centuries. Maps of star systems, data from ancient colonies, and devices for controlling energy networks floated in the air. Rin absorbed it all, recognizing the careful planning humans had left behind. This was not power used for domination, but for protection and understanding. Humans had acted quietly, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Suddenly, a vessel attempted to breach the outer perimeter. Rin guided the station's energy flow, creating a precise barrier that redirected the ship safely away without harm. He could see the relief and hesitation in the ship's crew through the station's monitoring systems. Humans had demonstrated control, wisdom, and restraint, qualities that others had overlooked. Myra's voice broke the quiet hum of energy. "You see now, Rin. Humans have always been underestimated because they were quiet. Their strength lies in foresight and patience, not brute force. You are showing the galaxy what it has forgotten." Rin nodded, understanding the truth of her words. He had once believed humans were powerless, ordinary, and weak. Now he knew that humans had always been capable of shaping events, protecting knowledge, and acting when it mattered most. The station had awakened under his guidance, proving that humanity was not to be dismissed. Another wave of ships approached, faster and more daring. Rin's hands moved confidently over the controls. The station anticipated every maneuver, creating energy corridors that channeled the ships safely away. Observation drones hovered near, documenting every movement. The aliens were testing humans' reaction, but each move was met with precise, controlled resistance. Myra smiled faintly. "You have passed their test without violence. Humans have always been guardians, and now the galaxy is witnessing that." Rin felt pride swell in his chest. The fear that had haunted him since the first awakening was gone. He was no longer just an engineer. He was a human who had claimed his legacy and awakened the station's hidden potential. The galaxy was beginning to see the truth. Humans were not ordinary. They were capable of strategic brilliance and foresight that few could match. The station pulsed with energy, signaling a complete awakening. Hidden chambers revealed more tools, maps, and energy nodes. Rin understood that this was only the beginning. Humans had scattered systems, knowledge, and protections throughout the galaxy, waiting for a moment like this. He was now the catalyst for their activation. Myra spoke again. "The fleets will disperse soon, but the lesson remains. Humans are not weak. They act when the moment calls, and they do so with wisdom and precision. You have shown that humanity has not been forgotten, only waiting for the right moment." Rin exhaled, feeling the station's energy flow through him. He had stepped into his role fully, no longer constrained by doubt or fear. The aliens had tested the station, and through his guidance, they had learned that humans possessed strategy, intelligence, and control that could not be ignored. The corridors of the station shifted once more, revealing pathways to other hidden systems. Rin realized that his responsibility extended far beyond the current chamber. Humans had left pieces of themselves across the galaxy, and now it was his task to awaken and guide them. The station was only the first step in a larger awakening. He moved through the chamber, observing the floating maps and devices. Each piece of technology, each artifact, was a reminder of humanity's foresight and preparation. He understood that humans had always acted for the greater good, waiting for the right time to show their true strength. Now that time had arrived. Outside, the alien fleets had begun to retreat, cautious and respectful. They had witnessed humans exercising intelligence, control, and strategic power without resorting to violence. Rin realized that the perception of humans was changing across the galaxy. They would no longer be seen as weak, ordinary, or insignificant. The station pulsed one final time, signaling the completion of the activation sequence. Rin felt a deep connection with it, understanding that the systems, knowledge, and energy flows were now aligned with him. Humans had awakened not just the station, but a recognition of their potential. Myra placed a hand on his shoulder. "You have done more than awaken the station. You have reminded the galaxy that humans are capable of extraordinary things. This is only the beginning. Your journey continues, and the awakening spreads beyond the station." Rin nodded, feeling a sense of accomplishment and responsibility. He had stepped forward when it mattered, accepted his role, and guided the awakening with wisdom and determination. The galaxy would no longer underestimate humans. They had reclaimed a place of respect, strategy, and foresight, and Rin was at the center of it. The energy of the station flowed steadily, harmonizing with his mind and actions. He felt alive, confident, and purposeful. The fear and doubt that had once held him back were gone, replaced by the understanding that humans were never ordinary. They had always been planners, protectors, and guides. Rin looked out at the stars through the chamber's transparent walls. The galaxy stretched endlessly, vast and unpredictable, but now he understood that humans could shape it, protect it, and act with wisdom. The station had been the first step, a beginning of something far greater. He took a deep breath, feeling the station's pulse and the weight of responsibility. Humans had been underestimated, dismissed, and overlooked for centuries. Now, through his actions and guidance, the galaxy would see the truth. Rin had awakened the station, proven human potential, and taken the first step toward reclaiming a legacy that had waited patiently for this moment. Rin stood in the center of the station, its energy flowing through him like a living heartbeat. He had spent cycles learning its systems, guiding its responses, and awakening the hidden potential left behind by humans long before him. The station now moved in harmony with his mind, anticipating actions and neutralizing threats with precision. He had proven that humans were not ordinary, that they were capable of strategic brilliance and foresight. Myra stood beside him, her eyes reflecting pride and quiet relief. "You have done well, Rin. The station recognizes you fully. Humanity is being remembered for what it truly is, a species of planners, protectors, and thinkers. The galaxy will see it now." Rin took a deep breath. The responsibility weighed on him, but it also filled him with purpose. He realized that the awakening had not been about power alone. It was about proving that humans could act wisely and with foresight. Violence was not the measure of strength. Strategy, patience, and precision were. Outside the station, alien fleets had retreated. Their sensors had documented the events, and they now understood that humans were far from powerless. They had been tested, and the response had been controlled, intelligent, and deliberate. Rin felt a quiet satisfaction knowing that his species had regained respect without unnecessary conflict. The station pulsed, revealing hidden compartments filled with ancient artifacts, star maps, and tools designed to connect with other human systems across the galaxy. Rin realized that this was only the beginning. Humanity had left safeguards in many locations, waiting for the right moment to be awakened. He had become the key to that awakening, the bridge between the past and the future. Myra guided him through the newly revealed pathways. These systems were built to protect knowledge, to guide humans when they were needed most, and to awaken dormant potential. You are now part of that legacy. Your role is to continue the awakening, to connect with other humans who can carry this forward. Rin nodded, feeling the truth in her words. He had once believed humans were weak, ordinary, and insignificant. Now he understood that the galaxy had underestimated his species. Humans had always been prepared, waiting for the right moment, and now he was taking the first steps to reclaim that legacy. As he moved through the chambers, he felt the pulse of the station guiding him. Energy flowed along the corridors, connecting consoles, devices, and hidden rooms. Each system responded to his touch and thoughts, confirming that he had become an integral part of the station's intelligence. The alien fleets observed from a distance, cautious and respectful. They had seen human strategy and intelligence demonstrated without violence. Fear and curiosity filled their ranks. They would carry the lesson back to their leaders, and the perception of humanity would change. Humans were not weak. They were capable of foresight, planning, and protection on a scale that few had imagined. Rin paused before a console displaying star maps and coordinates of hidden human systems. The information flowed into his mind, revealing networks of stations, protective grids, and dormant knowledge. He realized that humanity had been quietly preparing for centuries, waiting for someone to awaken the systems and guide them. That someone was him. Myra spoke quietly, her voice calm but firm. The awakening has begun, but your journey is far from over. Other humans must be found, guided, and connected. The galaxy is vast, and the systems left behind are many. Your task is to awaken, guide, and protect. Humans must reclaim their place without force, only with wisdom and foresight. Rin nodded, understanding the scope of his role. Fear no longer held him back. He had stepped forward when it mattered, accepted responsibility, and awakened a legacy. Humans had been underestimated for too long, but that perception was changing. The galaxy would now see what humans were capable of, and he was at the center of that revelation. The station pulsed, sending signals to other hidden systems. Rin could feel the awakening spreading, distant stations responding, and knowledge connecting across light years. Humanity's legacy was no longer dormant. It was alive and growing under his guidance. He moved through the chamber, observing devices and maps, each revealing a piece of human history and foresight. Humans had built these systems not for conquest, but for protection and guidance. Rin understood that this was the true power of his species: intelligence, patience, and the ability to act at the right moment. Outside, the fleets had dispersed entirely, carrying the understanding of human potential to other sectors. The galaxy would begin to see that humans were not ordinary, that they could act with wisdom, and that their influence had been hidden, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Rin took a deep breath, feeling the station's pulse and energy flow through him. He had accepted the responsibility, awakened the station, and proven the strength of humanity. The legacy that had been waiting for centuries was now alive, and he was the first to guide it forward. Myra stepped beside him, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You have fulfilled the first part of your role. The awakening continues, and humanity will reclaim its place in the galaxy, not through force, but through wisdom, foresight, and strategic action. This is only the beginning." Rin looked out at the stars, vast and endless. He understood now that humans had always been prepared, waiting for the right moment to show their true potential. The galaxy had underestimated them, but no longer. He had awakened the station, proven human intelligence and strategy, and started a legacy that would extend across systems and generations. He felt alive, purposeful, and confident. The fear of being ordinary was gone. Humans had been underestimated, dismissed, and overlooked, but that was changing. The station hummed in harmony with him, a living system recognizing its key human and preparing for what was to come. Rin understood the full weight of his responsibility. The awakening was not complete. Other humans and systems needed guidance. But he was ready. He had accepted the role, proven human potential, and reclaimed the legacy that had waited patiently for centuries. The station pulsed once more, a living heartbeat confirming the awakening. Rin stood tall, knowing that humanity had begun to reclaim its rightful place. They would not dominate through force, but through intelligence, strategy, and wisdom. The galaxy would remember this moment, and humans would never again be underestimated. Myra nodded beside him. "Your journey has begun. Humans are awake, and the galaxy will see what they are truly capable of. You are the first, the key, and the guide. Lead wisely, act with foresight, and the awakening will continue." Rin exhaled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. He had stepped forward when it mattered, accepted responsibility, and awakened the station. The galaxy had witnessed the power of human intelligence and strategy, and now he would guide the awakening to its full potential. Humanity had returned not to conquer, but to protect, plan, and act when the moment truly mattered. And Rin was ready for the journey ahead.